And joining us at the table is community leader and now author Nick Rowe. Hey!
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we're so glad you're here. So folks will definitely recognize your face because you were the face and in leadership with the water company for more than 3 decades. And you give many interviews. So we're so glad to have you here in another capacity as a retired community leader. Yeah, what have you been up to since you retired?
Well, you know, I retired about 18 months ago, and it's been a fun process. We went to Hawaii for 3 weeks, went to Italy for 2 weeks. This year, you know, we went to Portugal and just got back from Japan. So I've been traveling a little bit.
A little bit.
Playing a little golf, and I'm doing some executive coaching as well. So it's kind of kept me busy and still involved in the community. So it's been a fun process.
Look at you. I love that.
Just should have retired earlier, I think.
Well, there you go. I'll take notes on that. You know, it hasn't been all golf and travel for you, though. You also have a new book. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the book is called The Goodwill Jar. And you know, after I retired, I thought about as a young manager and working in corporate America and the stress of people trying to find themselves on what do you want to do? What do you really want to do? And the Goodwill Jar talks about servant leadership and how that all of us can make a difference in this world. And Lord knows where we are today in this society, we need some goodwill. We really need a lot. So it's a feel-good book, and it talks about marriage. It talks about relationships. It talks about putting something in your goodwill jar. And the goodwill jar thing came from, as my wife and I was raising our daughters who are now 37 and 32, we used to have a little jar on the table, and in that jar we would put good things in it, love, and you know, if they bring a good grade home, congratulations, we love you. Or if I would do something, well done, Dad, or good job, Mom. So it's kind of a goodwill jar. So, you know, my message to the next generation of leaders is try to do some goodwill with people, you know, every single day. Serve your company, serve your peers, serve your subordinates, but more importantly, serve your community, serve your church, serve your spouse. And guys, this is what we have to learn. I married my high school sweetheart when she was 16. She's 16, I was 19. We've been married 40 years.
Wow.
But we still have a date night. You have to serve your partner. It never stops. And we serve each other. And we put something in our goodwill jar. And this is the thing, guys, we have to learn. The goodwill jar can get dumped real quick from ladies, as you all
Oh, that's the truth.
It's real different. I can do one thing and my wife dumps the whole jar. she can do one thing, and I'm like, oh, I'll take a few marbles out. You still got a lot in your goodwill jar. So the whole book is about feeling good about that.
So Nick, let's be clear though, it's not that one thing. Usually by the time that we get to dump in the jar, we built up some.
And most of the time it's us guys, and we build up a lot. So I try to put in my jar with flowers, and let me do the dishes tonight, you know, let me start the laundry, because I know I'm going to screw up somewhere along the way. And y'all can relate to that, right?
And I love when you said servant leadership, okay? That means so much to me. What do you think is the biggest or your favorite leadership lesson that you talk about in your book?
Well, I talk about that it's not about me. You know, and this book is not about me. It's about lessons of 40 years in the workplace. And, you know, we're really not that important. But we think we are.
Oh,
and
that's the truth.
One of the book chapters is called Who Do You Think You Are? And if you rode around Central Kentucky or Lexington or wherever you live and say, I was president of so-and-so, and people would say, we don't really care. We really don't. And people are not that important. So it's a humbling book that says, hey, at the end of the day, people don't remember all those, how big your house is and your car that you drive. They remember how you treat them. We all heard that from our parents and grandparents, right? And they really do. When I retired, I got all these messages. Nobody asked me about my title. Nobody. They said 20 years ago, my wife had cancer and you gave me a hug. People. So the book is about do goodwill. It comes back to you. And
So
servant leader.
we only have a couple seconds left. I want to talk to you more, but we really only have a few. When is the book coming out and how can people get it?
January 9th of next year. And they can go to Amazon.com, and it will be in bookstores and Target and Walmart. But really go to Amazon.com now and pre-order it.
Okay, very good.
Awesome.
Well, Nick Rowe, thank you so much for dropping by. You dropped some nuggets on it. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.